Friends, I'm grateful for the chance to introduce to you Reverend Chris Ackerman, who serves as our Conference Disaster Response Coordinator. Chris is a new addition to our conference staff, and we are blessed that he brings a wealth of experience and a heart of service to this vital role. He serves not only in North Alabama, but also our sister conference in Alabama, West Florida, a reminder that when disaster strikes, we are stronger when we stand together. Much of Chris's work so far has focused on building up our readiness as an annual conference, making sure that we are equipped, connected, and prepared to respond when our communities are in need. Our communities need to respond effectively, and he will be helping us to do this. So, my friends in North Alabama, let's welcome Reverend Chris Ackerman as he shares with us how this work is taking shape and how we can all be a part of this response. Chris, welcome.
All right. Well, thank you and good morning, Bishop and members of the Cabinet and all of my new friends here in the North Alabama Conference. My name is Chris Ackerman, and I am honored to serve as your new Conference Disaster Recovery Coordinator. I come to you from the Alabama West Florida Conference, where I hold the same role. I'm also a licensed local pastor who is on track to be an elder in the Alabama West Florida Conference, and I am deeply passionate about growing disaster response as a discipleship ministry. Today, I want to extend a heartfelt invitation to every clergy and lay member of this conference to come and be a part of disaster response and recovery ministry here in North Alabama. I've heard a lot of conversations lately in our denomination around John Wesley's definition of a disciple. When we break it down, we have four main parts. We have devotion, we have worship, we have justice, and compassion. Disaster response ministry is a unique space where people of compassion come to serve. It gives us a powerful opportunity to live out our faith and grow as disciples of Jesus Christ. Because let's be honest, tornadoes and floods, they don't discriminate. They don't care how much money you have. They don't care what your cultural background is. They don't care how intelligent you are or how healthy you are. A disaster's only job is to destroy. But our job, the church's job, is very different. Our job is to look like Jesus, to be life-giving, and to bring healing. Jesus himself said that he came that all may have life and have it abundantly. In 1 John chapter 4, we read that God is love. No one has ever seen God, but when we step into brokenness and bring compassion, hope, and help, we put God on display. We become living proof of God's love in this world. And that is why I am inviting you to join us in this ministry. Because when disaster strikes, we, the church, have an opportunity to show up, to shine light into darkness, and to offer healing where there's been hurt. And that is what compassion looks like. So how can you get involved? I am so very glad you asked that question. One of our top goals this year is to rebuild our early response team program. That's the ERT program here in the North Alabama Conference. ERT training is an incredible way to prepare yourself to serve safely, effectively, and compassionately. It teaches the who, what, when, and where of disaster response, and most importantly, how to serve in ways that help without harming. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Pastor Chris, I don't run a chainsaw and I don't climb on roofs, so I don't think I'm cut out to be an ERT. Well, I will follow that up with a question or a couple of questions. Can you be a good listener? Can you cook? Can you hand out bottles of water? Can you organize supplies? If you can do any of these things, then you have what it takes to be an ERT. We are working to host at least one ERT training in every district between now and the end of the year. So if you would like to attend a training, or if you're interested in hosting a training, please reach out to me, because I'd love to get something on the calendar with you to host a training event at your church. And if you're just curious and you want to learn more, I invite you to stop by the disaster response table during the conference. I'd love to connect, answer your questions, and dream together about what's possible. Thank you so much for welcoming me into this community. I'm grateful for the chance to serve alongside you, and I look forward to building something meaningful together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And I hope we have people who would want to serve on the ERT teams. I served as a catastrophic disaster response coordinator for UMCOR, United Methodist Committee on Relief, for nearly 10 years. And I know that when you're in communities, you depend upon those persons who have volunteered their time. And we need for you to volunteer your time and to be being effective hands for Jesus, sharing on behalf of others. I've shared with many of you. Our daughter was attending school in a little town called Tuscaloosa, and she was at that school when in 2011, when EF5 tornado came through. And I'm grateful for the people of Tuscaloosa First who allowed her to be, who was affected adversely by that tornado, but because of the love of people who gave of their time, their talents, their gifts, their service, and their witness in being helpful to students on that campus. She was one of those students. I've gone there to thank them, and I just hope that we will all be a part of something greater than ourselves. So I invite you to share in this unique ministry if that is something that you would like to do. So Chris, thanks again. We look forward to your help.